Hey, storyteller, storytelling Ron. How to Christianize your role-playing game, your D&D game. I'm going to do a quick, shorter video. Okay, just the basics. No ranting. You don't need God or Jesus in the game. Okay, you don't need to have them come down or anything. All the other gods, fine. They're pagan demons. They're demons. They're good or bad. They're demons. So they're trying to interact and destroy the world, destroy the souls and take them for their own, good or bad. God and Jesus don't need to be there because you and I. That's the Christianizing of a game. You're missionaries, you're evangelists on foot doing what you do. And you don't have to, and it's not about doing the right thing. You know, Christianity, as a Christian, you can fail. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to God or Jesus. They don't need us to succeed in what they're doing and, you know, in what they're doing, period. The Great Commission is not to help them or for them. It's for us to keep us, you know, I get, you know, though jokingly, I see Jesus saying, you know, okay, if you're going to do something, if you need to do something for me, fine, do this. You know, that's kind of the way it is. So when you Christianize a game or play as a Christian in the game, and that's my I'm planting a flag on that. Play as an actual Christian. We're all forced to play as actual pagans. And paganism is just making up whatever gods and doing whatever the heck you want and being the hero and doing good works. So what? As a Christian, we get, you know, they don't even believe in Christianity. So let's just go ahead and it's fantasy to them. So let's just go ahead and use it. You know, I'm getting annoyed by this whole fantasy doesn't have Christianity in it. Well, fantasy is the struggle of pagans and Christians. And apparently there's knights and there's clerics and there's paladins and there's holy stuff and there's so why don't we go ahead and bring in the rest of that? So you don't need to play role play Jesus, God. The DM does not need to role play Jesus or God. What you do as a Christian doesn't need to be, you know, affirmed by an angel or God. Okay, because we should be playing a sort of a kind of. I mean, you could do the miracles and stuff are fine. You can use the miracles, whether they're the will of God or not doesn't matter. Whether you succeed or fail doesn't matter. What's important is you're trying to do something. And prayer, you know, we all know as Christians that prayer and doing miracles is something we just want to do for the Lord. And in the game, you can allow that to happen, right? And if the world has magic and spells, you know, and I'm saying, if you're going to stick with D&D and all your favorite RPGs, I don't care if you use their game system with their spells and magic. I really don't care. What I care about is you're trying to convert the people, because the people are always going to succumb to those other gods, to the dragon, to whatever the orcs that raid them. They're going to give up their children. They're going to sacrifice their humans or their slave, you know, enslavement or whatever. And that's the whole premise now of the game. And most games are really like that, right? They're really cults, evil sorcerer, or whatever. I mean, you can even play a Christian warlock. I don't care if you want to play a warlock, but he worships God. He worships Jesus. That's his, you know, hope and power and joy. You just don't have a God complex yourself, you know, as a Christian. We are not gods. We're not going to be a god. We're not going to be a tyrant over anyone else. God already told us who pagans are. In Genesis 3, when the serpent told Eve, you don't have to believe in God when he says, you can be your own God. And that's what everyone is that doesn't believe in Jesus. They want to be their own God over you. They want to power over you. They want to tell you what to do. They want to tell you how to play. Just do it our way. Just do it our way. Oh, it's fine. Just do it our way. You know, that's all of that is paganism. So as Christians, you got to start evangelizing. Start evangelizing in the game. Why? Why do I say that? Why am I planting a flag on that? Because we've been lulled for too long to be a pagan as Christians. We're, oh yeah, we should just have fun and play and not have our faith. Sure, I get it. Yeah, that's no problem. Let's just have fun. Oh, what God do I want to worship in the game? Oh, well, what do you? Oh, you have a whole list here. I see. Oh, wow, you have a pantheon of gods to worship. Oh, wow, or work around or deal with. Oh, okay, well, well. So, fine. Can we have one more? This one unknown God over here. Can we just go ahead and include that one? Okay, that's the one I'm going to worship and serve and do. Oh, is that a problem? Just one? I'm just asking for one. So that's what you got to do. And here's the thing. The application logistics of this is probably going to be that you're going to have first pray on it. I have games here that have it. So if you want to start a game, and by the way, I'm using the Dark Ages of medieval Europe and doing like werewolves, witches, cult members, demonic possession, feral, drugged out, way drugged out, I'm doing all that, and the reason I'm doing the Dark Ages instead of just a typical fantasy, because I love D&D and Star Wars or previous stuff. The reason I'm doing Dark Ages is because I want you and me. We're forgetting our church history. We're forgetting church history, and that's so important. And we're forgetting it. We're choosing Marvel, Star Wars, Dragonlance fandom, and Wikipedia's over church history. We should have a fandom for church history. I mean, I don't care, Catholic or Protestant. I'm Protestant, but I don't care. Catholic is fine by me. I'll take it. I love church history. I love the witch trials, Crusades, the Reconquista, the Inquisition. I love all that stuff. That's freaking awesome. And reading about witches and what they've done. Oh, almost as bad as what they're doing today. Almost as bad as what's going on today in the world. And here we are as Christians. Oh yeah, we won't be Christian. We'll go ahead and play a pagan. Stop it. Okay, so that's my short video on that. So the application, then pray on it. Probably what you're gonna have to do, like I did, and it was an amicable parting of my D&D and Star Wars thing, and hey guys, best of have fun with your D&D. I'm gonna be doing this Christian thing. If any of you'd like to join, okay. They all went off and did their D&D thing. That's fine. And so I'm doing my Christian thing now, and that's what I'm on. And I've had to rebuild, sure. And I'm having a great time with it. I've now got 7 players on my Christians in Space series, and I'm about to start a Dark Ages one. So I'm slowly building up, and my Discord is getting bigger. So you just got to start. You got to start. And it takes a little while to build it up. Take my games, use them, please. Absolutely. On Mork Borg, they have an open license type of thing there, which is really simple and cool. I'm going to do something like that on mine. Okay. So you can rest assured, I want more Christian RPGs and GMs and homebrews and your own your own games, your own settings and campaigns with these things. I'm fine with that, So I can't own the rule set, and I'm using Christianity, so I don't know if I can own that either. So I'm just trying to and right now the focus should be Christians helping Christians learn how to role play as evangelists, because if we do it over and over and over, just like I do this pale over and over and over, hit the sword. Now I can just swing like crazy. We got to evangelize over and over and over in the game, and let it be part of our psyche again. We have lulled ourselves into these role-playing games with pagans, and now we act like pagans all the time. Talk about Dragonlance, talk about Star Wars, talk about D&D, or whatever, Forgotten Realms. When are we going to start talking about church and Christians and church history, and go nutso and gonzo on that for the fun of it and for the fellowship of it? All right, that's my, I think, short video on Christianizing your D&D and RPGs. Don't need God or Jesus in it. Evangelism, planning churches, converting the locals, getting them to stop giving their children up to the orcs or the dragon or the raiders or whatever. Plant the church in that, and using persuasion and all. And it can fail. You can fail. You can anger the villagers and they attack you, and you have to kill some. Darn it. You should obviously give bonus experience points for subduing the villagers or whoever that are hating your word, and then getting them to then not convert like they become Christian, but convert like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and allow you to plant a church and figure out what's going on. And by the way, you should have a church source like a monastery or a cathedral that then sends ministers, and you can convert like local bandits into guards that then build that church, and then you move on to the next village or mission or whatever. Anyway, I have that kind of rule sets. It's $5 to get this PDF in the Dark Ages that explains this kind of mechanics that you can put in your homebrew in your game or whatever. Okay, that's it. All right, so in the game of life, Christian men and women, we need to roll holy dice.